What's poppin'? It's Kairos. In this present moment in time, we're gonna be talking about how to deal with life. And as we jumping into that, I'm finna roll me something up, gang. Now, when you're talking about how to deal with anything, when you dealing with shit, you gotta know that you're making a contract of some sorts. In a way, shape, and form, you're entering an agreement. So when you're asking, how am I gonna deal with this shit? How am I gonna deal with life? No, you're actually making an agreement with oneself. When you actually reciprocate, not just reciprocate, or resonate around that little energy in the words itself. Motherfuckers often get to them type of places. How am I gonna deal with this shit? What am I gonna do? And talking about how to deal with life. Well, first let's talk about what life is, since we know what dealing with shit is. Now we're gonna talk about life itself. You know, um, First, I want to tear down some misconstructions, some misconceptions that's out there about life. Life is not entitlement. That's something that a lot of people get lost and like describing and just breaking down the sense of life itself. You don't know how to describe life without necessarily using a formation of a word. You know, you don't know how to talk about life just being life. Like that sense of life. Like, life ain't like being lit. Like that's not life. Like life can be lit, but that's not what life is. If you catch my drift, it's not something that you go out and you look at life as if it owes you something. Life is just here, and you just participating with it. You get a chance to fuck with life in the ways you do. Give me a moment real quick. I'm rolling these beats up, but you know what? I ain't even gonna play with y'all like that. I got a roast right here. So, damn, where my lighter? Your boy just hopped out the shower. Left the. Damn. No, it is. No, it's not. I thought the lighter was in the pocket, gang. Lighter ain't in the pocket. Ooh, shit, boy. I swear to God, here we go. As soon as I get to swearing and shit, so finna say, I just had a motherfucking lighter. A fairy took my shit. It's gonna be highly upset. But anyway, just talking about life and the mere description of what that is. It's just you participating with reality. You know, Now you choose how you gonna participate with reality. Who you gonna be within this? How you gonna be? How are you gonna pulsate and resonate with existence as your, so what I'm saying, actually being there. You know what I'm saying? Being alive. You know? No. I could give you a few ways in dealing with life, but everybody supposed to have their own equation, their own formula. I'm just about to teach you some little principles, some virtues type shit that I upkeep to help me deal with life itself. First one, detachment, nigga. You don't get lost in being life. Cause I know I'm alive. I know I'm lively as fuck. I know I'm life. I know I'm life throughout all of my existence. But I don't gotta get lost into being it. It's almost like how people talk about getting lost in the flesh and stuff like that. The flesh is basically your life. You know, you got a body, and the flesh is kind of the representation of your life itself. That's what it is. So, But this motherfucker kicking like Bruce Lee Brown, this bitch. Nigga, that shit hitting. We're dealing with life. Detaching, bro. To where you don't necessarily look at it in a sense to where it's like everything that's going on is imprisoning you. Because once you start looking at life like you gotta be here, dealing with the type of situations or the experiences that you believe you are having, then you get lost into the experience itself rather than taking the experience for an experience. It's one of the biggest lessons out here, dog. You gotta really know, like, damn to treat this shit like a game. It's just an expansion of existence. Therefore, I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna make it happy since I am the happening. I am what's happening. So I'm gonna be happy within this. You know, it's like knowing you know thing, I'm merely a spirit in a body. So as I'm existing, I know I'm just resonating with existence. Cause I'm existence too. It's just a whole lot of other existences going on around me that I'm computing with. But I still got my own shit. Now with me having the knowingness of that, how am I gonna make my own space? That's how you deal with life. You know that you the master of it. You don't necessarily look at life as something that you're just thrown into. Nah, you threw yourself into this shit. You here. Once you start moving with that type of spirit, life ain't gonna hit you in the same way to where you will end up playing the portrayal of a weakling. You're taking accountability for all of who you are, rather than just being a being that's partially here. You here for real. You alive. You know? But being able to deal with life is being able to resonate with frequencies like that. You know, to where it's like you always in the vibe and the energy of optimism. To where you making shit happen. To where you don't get lost in states or emotions and moods of depression. To where you always trying to release instead of enjoy what you are and what you already got. You trying to let go of it. You trying to give it away because you don't know what to do with you know what I'm saying, the shit you got possessions of. That's some shit you got to figure out. You got to be able to sit with yourself and be calm. You got to sit with yourself and be all the shit that like you look for in other people. You got to have that same shit with yourself. It goes as far as even like sex. Cause I know that's like a big lostness, especially on this side of the globe. You know, motherfuckers heavily lost in sex. You got to know you can have sex with yourself. Yeah, that same enjoyment you get from all them different forms of secretion as you're interacting with one another. Yeah, you got that shit. You got that shit of your own. You gotta know how to be happy with you. Because if you start looking at life like it always got another person added to it, like it get this simple, right? I'm a spirit in a body. But when I first look at life, I don't look at life like man and woman. I look at life like I am. I'm merely a spirit existing with it. Life was here before man and women. There's been shit going on. So let me resonate with life first before I try to be something I don't know shit about. Because I know life. I'm alive. I know that shit for sure. So let me figure that out before I start trying to add all this other shit that I'm not. You know? And being within them states of beings lead you to be able to be a lawyer for yourself. You have the type of organization to where it's like you're ready for any cause or claim. Because you know what you choose to be. It's not like you're lost and confused in reality like most others. Because most spirits and bodies get here and they never take the time to clarify their space. Soon as you get here, you in like a toxic bubble. Most people never want to leave from that. But if you come here and you purify yourself, you get to breaking down the elements, and purifying yourself is just sitting with who you are. Me digesting my own elements, my own existence. I'm purifying who I am. I'm cleaning myself. I'm healing myself. Figuring out what I'm is. So as you start doing shit like that more in existence consistently, and you know how to live within them type of ways, then life ain't necessarily something you dealing with. You start cooperating with life to where it's dealing with you. To where you know yourself, since you recognize yourself as life, life recognizes you in the same sense of it. Then that's how existence start fucking with you. Like you life itself. But you gotta figure out your own life. You gotta figure out how you gonna deal with it. Once you start putting all that shit together, then you get to live in bliss more of. You get to be in harmony. You get to be in heaven. On some guru time. You always light. As you are. Rather than having to change yourself. Being frustrated and confused. You be clarity. But that takes work. It's not something that is granted for free. It is order that you are making. Freedom is different. Freedom comes from the enactment of order. When you actually make a choice and you realize that you are making a choice, that's freedom. So freedom comes from order. You gotta know how you're making your decisions. Everybody don't do it through freedom though. A lot of beings be locked in a whole lot of different shapes and forms, living through others, to where they don't live through their own order. They don't have their own aura. They don't have their own light. So they go to feast off others. You don't have to be like that. That's a choice you're making. And when you make that choice, that's how you're dealing with life. However that may be. You know? So, as you living, you don't necessarily take life as something that's... How much percentage I got? You don't necessarily take life as something that, is... You just don't take life for granted. You be graceful within it. You don't necessarily look at life as if it's something that's given to you. It's a part of you. You are life. So move with grace through it. Because that is your race. That's your genesis. Life. You come from life. Y'all not demons. So, yeah, that's it. Rosa.